These are the instructions for the Global Solutions research paper and reflection. The draft of this research paper is due Tuesday, July 28th by 11:59 p.m. Please do not include the reflection. There are 25 points available for turning in your draft and 10 for the peer review in the discussion board, which will take place Thursday, July 30th. The research paper itself is due the Saturday after the last day of class, August 8th by 11:59 p.m. There are 135 points for the research paper. Assignment overview. Choose an ethical dilemma that has global implications. Use the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and identify an article that is being violated on a global scale. One way to do this is to identify a human population that has been targeted and experienced oppression, discrimination, and marginalization such that their safety is compromised. Think about how the oppression experienced by this population is a violation of one of the UDHR articles. Write about how this population is known to you personally, how it exists in your local community, and how that population experiences a lack of safety throughout the world at a global level. The goal of this paper is to use what you have learned through this semester to think critically about an issue with global implications from multiple perspectives while connecting how the issue impacts you and your responsibility to the community. Using the ethical decision-making models we studied in a framework for thinking ethically, you can follow the steps to solve this dilemma. Be aware that the idea of solving the issue may be hypothetical. For example, identifying options or solutions to solve the issue of religious oppression in the Middle East may not be feasible. However, speculating on ideas that might be a start to solving an issue can prove useful. You will also be looking for what is already happening for your particular issue. A topic proposal, annotated bibliography, draft of this paper, and a peer review are all part of the process for completing your research paper. The required content for this research paper. Number 1. State the ethical dilemma that has global implications. Discuss why this ethical dilemma is important to you. Identify at least one article from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that is being violated that is connected to this ethical dilemma. 3. Describe the population whose human rights are being violated. Give examples both locally and globally. State the facts that describe how the safety of this population is at risk. 4. Describe at least 2 groups of stakeholders with a vested interest in this issue and analyze their interest in terms of at least 2 cultural frameworks: economics, historical, political, social, and religious. Be sure to note the stakeholders who hold power versus the stakeholders who seem to have less power in this issue. Number 5. Refer to the ethical decision-making model in a framework for thinking ethically from Module 2 as a way to analyze this ethical issue. 6. Identify a possible solution by finding at least 2 specific laws, policy, organizations, people, or other actions that demonstrate an attempt at addressing the global issue or solving the problem at A, the global level, and B, the local or national level. This is number 7. Analyze the solutions or laws that are already in place in terms of how effectively they are addressing the issue. Are they practical, feasible, having an impact? Number 8. Answer these reflection questions on a separate page. Do not put these in the draft. A. Given your understanding of your own cultural and social identity, your own perspective as a stakeholder in your own life, how do you believe this understanding impacts and/or influences your perspective on the issues researched, discussed, and evaluated for this project? B. Describe how your research and writing of this report contributed to your own understanding of local and international issues and what was significant for you. C. Describe how your understanding of ethical frameworks and decision-making models has been affected by your research for this project and the class as a whole. What might you be aware of in your future as a diverse member of the local and international community? How to complete this assignment. 1. Include a minimum of 7 resources, including 2 books, 2 peer-reviewed scholarly articles, and at least 3 other good resources about this ethical issue. 2. Materials from resources must be properly quoted using direct quotes, summarizing, and paraphrasing throughout the paper. See the library session for this help. Include a complete citation references page at the end of your paper. This does not need to have the CRAP test attached to it. That is for your annotated bibliography. 4. Complete a draft of your paper and submit into the peer review discussion board by 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday, July 8th. Then you are required to peer review at least 2 papers in the peer review discussion board by 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, July 30th. 5. The reflection at the end of the 4th week will be a statement describing in detail how you will be revising your paper. 6. Your final paper is due in Blackboard by 11:59 p.m. on Saturday, August 8th. 7. This assignment is to be typed double-spaced using a 12-point font with standard 1-inch margins. Please put your name, date, and UF200 at the top of your document. 8. Grading. This assignment will be graded based on the rubric attached to the assignment in Blackboard. I will read parts of the rubric. Assignment criteria. Writing must meet appropriate grammar and syntax standards, no spelling errors, evidence of revision, and proofreading. That's 10 points. Writing adopts an appropriately formal tone and level of formality for a document that reports in detail the information required in the instructions. Written formal tone is consistent such that all sections combine to provide a consistent document. Organization. The report is organized and consistent throughout. All details of the assignments are included. Cultural frameworks. Clearly identifies and analyzes the ethical issues through analysis of at least 2 cultural frameworks from the perspective of at least 2 groups of stakeholders for your targeted population. Reflection questions. All questions are answered and demonstrate careful thoughtfulness given to the answers. Report summarizes all required content. Report presents accurate information about your ethical issue and the targeted population. Ethical dilemmas. Reliably distinguishes factual issues and disputes from ethical ones. Clearly articulates basic ethical concepts and their relevance to stakeholders. Cogently applies ethical frameworks to ethical issues. Clearly articulates at least 2 competing points of view using competing frameworks. In other words, look at your stakeholders. Consider how each of them has a separate ethical framework that they are using, and discuss that in your paper. Sources. Evaluates, synthesizes ideas from sources well, documents sources according to accepted course conventions using consistent MLA or APA style, includes at least 7 sources using 2 books, 2 peer-reviewed scholarly articles, and at least 3 other sources. Citation page correct and complete. Research paper is submitted correctly in Blackboard. Finally, ask your group members if you have questions about this assignment, or you can email me your questions and I will answer them. Thank you.